Mountain Morning Show. We are sitting here with some lovely wrestlers from the Park City High School and the team coach. How are you guys this morning?
Doing well.
Good, how are you?
It's a little early. Do you wake up this early for school usually?
Yeah, about.
You do?
Well, it's wrestling tournaments. We normally have to get on catch buses like at 5:30. They have to get up at 5:30. So this is actually late, I suppose, if you consider a tournament.
Well, I'm glad that we got to, give you a little sleep in the morning. All right, well, let's talk about wrestling. I was telling you guys, wrestling's not really big where I come from in Florida. I don't know anything about it. You guys are in the season right now. You're near the end?
Correct. We're near the end of the season. This this weekend we're going out to Uinta or Vernal for divisionals. So that will qualify the kids that are going to make state.
So this weekend's divisionals, if you get in to state or you qualify for state, when is state competition?
The following weekend.
Wow, so you guys are really done.
Yeah.
Like done.
Yeah.
In the next couple weeks. So how does that make you guys feel?
Relieved a little bit.
Relieved?
A little sad because I love the wrestling season, but definitely a little relieved to eat and relax.
Eat. Well, by the way, I have Cameron, Jake, and Rebecca here. I almost said Zach on my list, but you're obviously not Zach.
Hope not.
So we have a senior here, and you two are both sophomores.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So tell me, as a senior, this is your last season. What are you freaking out? Are you trying to wrestle in college? What are your plans?
Not wrestle in college. I'm not really freaking out. I mean, I just want to make the most of it.
Really? Good season?
Yeah, so far.
Did you wrestle all throughout high school?
I started sophomore year.
Sophomore year, so that last couple years then. And then Jake,
Yep.
tell me about you.
I'm a sophomore this year. I wrestled last year and I had fun, so I came back out this year and I'm enjoying the season.
And Rebecca?
First year.
First year? What would make you want to get into wrestling?
So I did jiu-jitsu for about 5 years, and yeah, I finally made enough weight to try and go to the 106 weight class. So I
Not quite
joined.
enough weight yet.
Yeah.
I know, I saw actually a note in my rundown that you're not quite 106, but you still
No.
compete in the 106 division.
Yeah, I'm 95, so.
Wow. So tell me, what different weight classes are there?
Well, there's a number of weight classes. You start at 106 and you go all the way up to 285.
Are there high school kids in
There
285?
are some high school kids, not in Park City. Park City, the best we get is 182.
We got skinny kids here?
Yeah.
In Park
basically.
City? That's what it is?
So, I mean, I like wrestling because that's one of those sports that you get to compete at somebody at your size. So, they have weight classes. It breaks out. There's a number of them, but it breaks out about every 7 to 8 pounds or so. And as you get higher, it goes up to division of 10. But so there's the 106, 132, and 120. Right now, Cameron started at 126, but dropped to 120. But that's a testament to his dedication. Some of the kids will try to drop weight in order to meet the lower requirement or the lower weight, so they're not wrestling someone that's bigger. All the other kids also drop weight, but they do it. It's not like when I was a kid, they would let you drop 10, 15 pounds in a week, and they don't allow that anymore. They really only allow you to drop 1.5% of your body weight a week.
We're going to be showing some pictures in a moment, but I want to ask you guys, you have to maintain your weight, right? Or at least try to drop or not gain too much weight. Tell me about that experience. I mean, you guys had to do that for how long? When does the season start?
Season starts the first week of December. The weight management isn't really that bad. You kind of develop a diet and a routine and you get into it, but it's definitely a little tough now that the season's coming to a close and we're so close to being able to eat whatever we want.
You just want some Five Guys?
Yeah.
And Jake and Rebecca, tell me what the weight management is like for you guys.
I kind of watch it towards the last day of the tournament. Last night I ate 3 donuts, so not helping myself out, but I think tomorrow night I'll definitely be on a bike.
And Becca?
Oh, I don't have to watch my weight. I'm 10 pounds under, so I'm good.
Just give me all the donuts, all the burgers and pizza.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's able to eat in the team, and I'm just shoving my face full of breakfast the
Right
day
in front
before.
of them?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. I would do the same thing. Well, I don't know if I could handle a sport where I have to maintain my weight in a very specific class for several months. You guys start in December. How long do you train and how long do you practice?
Oh, but Well, we start actually in September with weight training for those that don't play a fall sport. So we train 3 to 4 days a week, strength training, and then in November is when wrestling starts, and then we have more conditioning.
Wow, you guys have been at it for a while then.
Yeah.
All right, well guys, thank you so much for joining us. I want to get to your other wrestlers so you guys can get back to school on time. It's already 7:12.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
All right, we're going to be right back in just a couple minutes.
Oh, we're not supposed to get like that.
You're back with us, and we are talking to the Park City wrestling team. How are you guys?
Good. Doing great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you this time. I'm going to try to get your names right. We still have Tony here, right? Tony Pelegrin. We have Kiefer, Chris, Amanda, and Zach. How are you all?
We're good.
Good.
Nice morning this morning, a little chill?
A little early.
A little early.
Yeah.
It is early. Well, I wanted to talk to you. Why did you get into wrestling? How long have you been coaching?
I've been with the program for about 6 years. Both my boys wrestled when we came to Park City from Michigan.
Did they wrestle for the high school?
Yeah, they both wrestled for the high school.
That's awesome.
My older one now is a junior, and my youngest one now is a freshman down in the U.
Wow. So you coached both of them. How was that experience?
Interesting. But my oldest son was a pretty avid wrestler. He started wrestling when he was in 7th grade, and then the younger one followed in his footsteps, but had to always live in his shadow. So he was more of a do anything I told him not to do kind of kid. So
We always have to have one of those.
there's always one. So he was that type of kid, but good kid. And now that once he got out of his brother's shadow, he kind of opened up into his own, and actually excelled at wrestling also.
Did you wrestle when you were a kid?
Yeah, I wrestled for the last 2 years in high school, just because it was something to do during winter sport or winter, and I didn't have a winter sport.
Not skiing, huh?
I didn't come from Park City, so
Yeah.
so I was somewhere else where it was cold, but not
Where the slopes are.
no slopes.
Well, Kiefer, you're a senior. You're one of the co-captains of the team. How do you become a captain?
Determination, you work hard, and you got to excel and just do your best, have a lot of leadership characteristics, and just help the team out.
Is becoming a captain something that's like elected from the team, or is it something you select?
No, I let the kids choose the captain.
Really?
I have a vote in it also, but I usually my vote is only if there's a tie or something like that. I mean, I try to let the kids decide who's they're going to lead and who they look up to. So that's how usually captains are selected.
So you guys like Kiefer a little bit?
Yeah.
Tiny bit? Well, Kiefer, you're a senior.
Yeah.
How long have you been wrestling?
Same as Cameron. I've been wrestling since my sophomore year.
Are you going to stick with it?
Probably not.
Really?
I would like to, but college wrestling it's out there.
It's tough?
It's another level.
It's a huge level. Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think, having these seniors who are like, oh, I'm just done after this?
No, I understand. I mean, wrestling is a huge commitment, and to try to wrestle in college, you'd have to either really love it or really need it, one of the two. I think wrestling will stick with these kids. I think for a long time, even if they don't wrestle. I think it'll be a part of them. It kind of determines how they're going to be. The amount of effort and how difficult wrestling is, and to stick with it through the season is a testament in and of itself.
God, I think it'll stick with you guys for the rest of your lives. Chris, tell me a little bit about you.
I'm a junior in high school. I'm involved in a bunch of other clubs, but so far, this is the only sport I've done in my high school career, and I'm glad I chose wrestling because it's beating me up and like,
Literally?
literally beating me up like to the ground.
Physically,
but
emotionally.
it's been so much fun, and it's like taught me a lot, like to commit and to like even when I'm like in the ground, like to like keep going and to keep fighting. So it's been a good sport.
And then Amanda, we have a Band-Aid on our face this morning. Tell me about this.
Well, I got scratched yesterday in practice, but it was by a mistake. So he kind of just stuck his hand in my face and got it. But it's totally fine.
They say it's an accident.
Yeah, it is.
And then you are a sophomore, but kind of not.
I don't normally tell people that, but I'm 14, and people think it's kind of weird that I'm 14 and a sophomore, but I think it's perfectly normal.
Perfectly okay with me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you're on the wrestling team, and Zach, you are the team clown.
Oh.
How did you get that title?
I don't know. I guess I just like to be myself, and yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah.
You're being a little shy. I'm not seeing the team clownness right now.
Well,
It's usually when he's walking around.
The wrestling team is actually a fairly small unit, so we're actually a pretty close-knit unit.
I could tell.
And we're not overly serious about it. I mean, with the amount of work that you have to do and the rigors of the conditioning that you have to do, you have to have some outlet. So we do joke around, and we are. I mean, it's like a family unit. So we get along with each other pretty well, and we joke around a lot. I mean, he just jokes around more than others. So
That's how he's a team clown.
So hence the title.
Well, I love the camaraderie between you guys. Let's talk about divisionals coming up. How long have you guys been working towards this, and you guys excited to go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
really
much
excited.
all wrestling season, we're working towards it. So.
Yeah.
And then states, is that in your vision or what?
Not for mine.
I hope so. I hope to.
Yeah?
Divisionals will be difficult this season. They've had a realignment of some of the teams. So last year, what division was mostly all the northern teams for us. This year, they're incorporating some more of the southern teams, which tend to have some of the tougher wrestling schools. For a small school like Park City, I mean,
That's
if
tough.
you look outside, you see the mountains and stuff. So wrestling isn't the first winter sport that comes to mind in Park City. So we have a small team, but the kids that do come out, they have for the size of the team that we actually are doing pretty well, I think.
That's awesome. Well, I could totally see the team, the team camaraderie between all of you guys. I could tell you like each other a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Do you guys all hang outside out of practice?
Never.
Not really.
Not really. Well, okay. I can still see.
Practice takes us pretty late. I mean, so we practice from 4 to 6:30.
Wow.
So by the time practice is done, I mean they have to get home, get schoolwork, and get some food in them.
Right.
So there isn't during wrestling season. There really isn't a lot of out of time from wrestling. From weekends, we get up at like 5:30, catch the bus. Go down to a tournament. Tournaments usually all day. Some of the tournaments go till 10 o'clock at night, and then some of those places we still come home and turn around and come back the next day, then Saturday.
Wow, that's a lot of commitment.
So yeah.
Well, I think you guys are great. I think you guys are awesome, actually. And Zach, thank you for your team clownness this morning. And co-captain, high five for being elected from the team. That says a lot about you. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and get back to school, get back to wrestling. Good luck at divisionals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be back right after this.